I enjoy working. I just have to tell myself that I enjoy working. Last time I had an exam like this, I felt a little, never mind. Manuel, I got a rib out.
Your wife beat you up or what?
No, I was golfing.
Climbing the height of financial towers and fame, an American car enthusiast, restorer, and television personality, Dave Kindig, is faced with major allegations that call for serious consequences. The career he has developed for his entire life was faced with unexpected but also unavoidable disasters that involved the surprising global lockdown due to a pandemic, contention with rivals that compete for clients, and dissatisfaction from customers.
The hood, the trunk, how the top is looking, just a few of those mods that I'm really going to focus on. I don't like those.
No, yeah, I don't blame you.
Finally led to a lawsuit explosion in media, taking unexpected twists and ending in unimaginable outcomes. What were these serious allegations that held the internationally praised show and its esteemed and greatly celebrated TV personality, Dave Kindig, in lawsuits? Stay tuned and learn as we uncover the life and career journey of Kindig, from his passion for restoring cars to his introduction and appearance on the big screens of Motor Trends, where he and his company became targets for incrimination. Dave Kindig, an American car enthusiast, restorer, and television personality, was born in Salt Lake City, Utah. As a kid, he sketched sleek rides in his spare time. The making of a great car restorer and the birthing of a lifelong passion for cars was taking place as the young Dave childishly bombarded papers and crayons. His passion for cars was born with him, and as he grew up, it only grew stronger and more eager to explore. Through the years of his upbringing, he was transformed from a simple fanatic to a wise businessman who strategically planned the magnificent future of his life through the goggles of his forming company. In 1999, he turned that passion into a powerhouse, and Kindig-It Design was born, a company focused on revealing hidden beauties in wrecked and damaged cars to bring out the life and function in them, sorting the parts individually and assembling them one by one into their accustomed sites, and also throwing in a touch of his trademark was all he needed to do. And with his team's help and the involvement of a necessary set of hands, the vehicles come to life. Specializing in breathing new life into classics, Kindig's wizardry with wheels and his extensive expertise in reforming the lost and found caught Velocity Channel's eye. A channel with esteemed fame and publicity, Velocity Channel, now known as Motor Trend, broadcasts factual and reality-style series related to automobiles and transportation. The channel, being a platform for special and attractive screen personalities, was invested to exploit the opportunity to work with Dave Kindig, and this aspiration resulted in the Kindig team being invited over to start a reality TV show with the channel. The talented set of hands and group of minds raided the channel with colorful shows of diverse specifications, which tested the limits of the team and portrayed the extent of their expandability. The show set a series of igniting opportunities for Dave, and this induced a magnificent charge journey through his world. In Kindig's eyes, every car is a canvas to paint the art of creativity and precision, and to bring forth a masterpiece. The possibility of transforming every metal body on wheels and motors was an inspiration that was fed by the potential capacity of each wrecked car. This brought about a glorious surge in Kindig's fame and fortune, as his creations woke up fans' hearts worldwide. Dave Kindig was famous, and he was raking in profits like never before, and his designs were knocking on the doors of every fanatic across the world. Everyone in the world wanted a Kindig design for their cars, and it was a very good time for the company, as the opportunity to express the talent and top-notch skill at their hands was constantly showing up. Fans of American car shows aired on British Freeview TV will no doubt be familiar with Kindig Customs, or, as it's titled in the US, Bitchin rides. The unforgettable performance on screen that keeps viewers and fans at the edge of their seats is the famous program. The star of the show is the multi-award-winning custom car builder Dave Kindig, who relentlessly dives into the world of remaking automobiles with such bravery and passion he had formed when he was a child. He founded his company, Kindig-It Design, 20 years ago, based in Salt Lake City, an hour and a bit drive from the Bonneville Salt Flats. Two significant decades of major developments have led to his success and renowned name among the multitude of Americans. In this good-natured TV show, he comes across as a calm, likable, easygoing man. Attracted by his way around the cars and his seemingly notable explanations about the process of making and remaking them, viewers find a certain comfort in the shows.
So we took the original chrome, we pretty much just got rid of it completely. We started out with a new piece of aluminum stock, we shaped it all, and then we sent it out and had it chromed, but it's much skinnier and it changes, the look look overall.
There's no histrionics, and the show focuses on the creation of the glorious cars that he and his loyal crew, some of whom have been with him since the very early days, going through thick and thin with their commander-in-chief. They have shared significant moments of earning and losing, which had brought them all thus far. Kindig-It design isn't just a mere garage. It's a horsepower haven where cars get reborn with cutting-edge designs that amaze spectators. It is where dead and presumed out-of-function cars get their breath back to run alongside their peers in new light and new power. The moment you walk into the garage, you're left with no other option but to be blown away by a crew that shares Kindig's car craze and enthusiasm. The view of cars under repair and the scattered car parts that wait for their turn to be assembled into place is intriguingly satisfying. The shop has become a driving force behind his fortune. The continuous growth in his business was fueled by his intriguing personality and the makings of vehicles that took place in the shops where he spent most of his time at. But that's not all that he has in his toolkit. Kindig-It cashes in on merch from swanky wearables to must-have car components. He provided special editions to a car fanatic that serve as add-ons to the journey as they drive and go places across cities or countries. And when he's not wrenching in the garage, dressed and greasing his clothes, you'll find Kindig revving up. Crowds at car expos and events adding more gas to his financial tank. He is a personality that everyone wants to see when the motors start raving. In addition to his awe-striking skill, his active and bold presentation techniques are another beacon for fans. His hard work and devotion to his passion have earned him a fortune, and he has the status to speak for himself. On top of his splendid worth in finances and assets, Dave was a renowned TV personality who not only worked under the hood of cars, but also was seen amid crowds cheering on. His love for cars has not only made him a mechanic and restoration enthusiast, but also a fan of the sports along with the crowd that supports the sport. Topping it off, he's got prime real estate in Salt Lake City. His warehouse, where he spends most of his productive hours, serves as ground zero for Kindig-It design. Today he's said to be worth around $2.5 million, and the automaker is still gaining height financially. In a world of automotive customization, enthusiasts are turning their vehicles into jaw-dropping masterpieces. Automotive stores with the mission to quench the thirsts of such enthusiasts race in television and bring forth their prized presentations. At the forefront of this movement stands Dave Kindig, the visionary behind Kindig-It design. Dave is not just a designer, he's a visionary with visions that help create a design company like no other. Filled with the passion that grew with him from childhood, Dave doesn't retaliate from a challenge regarding car restoration. In Salt Lake City, Utah, Kindig-It design is the holy grail of automotive customization, courtesy of Dave Kindig. Whoever has seen him perform in his shows was immediately injected with the eagerness to go on to the next. The reputation of the company is sky high, with international recognition of exceptional craftsmanship and designs that redefine cool with a crew of top-notch pros. Kindig-It design isn't just pushing boundaries, they're shattering them one sleek ride at a time. It came as a surprise to the audience why a company like this should be engaged in not just one, but multiple controversial lawsuits. It was also the concern and wondering topic. What was stopping Dave from saving face and keeping this company above these troubles if the reputation is so high? His meticulously detailed cars, which can take up to 2 years to build, are usually a mix of old and new. He brings around old and damaged cars and renews them with the bodies of new ones. Classic bodies mated to new chassis with powerful new crate engines and drivetrains, and all the luxuries of modern motoring, including air conditioning and power steering, brakes, and windows. They are expensive cars for discerning clients with extremely deep pockets. The precision of his team doesn't neglect quality service even in the presence of luxury cars that need careful restorations. He operates out of a large, modern, well-equipped facility backdropped by snow-capped mountains. His wife of some 30 years, Charity Kindig, and his daughter, Bailey Kindig, help run the business. Bitchin Rides, which was known outside the United States as Salt Lake Garage in Italy and Kindig Customs elsewhere, is an auto restoration and remaking show that features cars of many bases. It is a reality-styled Velocity TV show featuring Dave Kindig from the Salt Lake City, Utah-based company Kindig-It Designs. This show brings to the screen a diversity of automobiles and the process of restoring and rebuilding them from scratch. The show was successful in its first season and was on its 8th season while also becoming Velocity's most popular series. Salt Lake Garage can also be watched through Velocity, now known as Motor Trend On Demand, starring Dave Kindig and Kevin Sheely. The show has featured as many as 10 episodes and 146 episodes to date, for a running time of 60 minutes. It airs on an American TV network named Motor Trend, which was previously called Velocity. In each episode, Kindig and his team meet a client, review a car, and create a design. And then the team takes apart and rebuilds the vehicle to create a beautiful, unique masterpiece. The labor and hard work they go through in the process of the restoration is broadcast over the network for viewers to appreciate and also quench their thirst for auto restoration. From one episode to another, the exciting transformation of the vehicles from their rugged and distorted looks to new and attractive designs keeps getting more interesting. Enjoying as they go, their electric excitement regarding the job that they display on the screen is contagious to those who happen to observe from their homes. Their orientation over the ruined vehicle, which seems like carnivores gathering around fresh prey for a feast, leaves the fans in anticipation of what it would be like to see that in person. The projects featured in the show have a variety of cars that captured the attention of automotive fans. These projects include a 33 Ford Tudor, a 57 Chevrolet Corvette, an Audi R8 Spider, a 69 Chevrolet Camaro, a 62 Volkswagen Bus, and a GM Futureliner, the Bus 3. The exquisite property of these gems climbs a major height as they are restored by the skillful hands of Kindig and his team. The auto restorer Dave Kindig had it all, but it was a certain time when trouble started. The good in all best artists has a time when it is tested by circumstances, and that of Dave Kindig was approaching. Back when the Kindig-It design team was firing on all cylinders, they had a minor problem with another car design company. Back then in 2015, Kindig-It Design squared off against Creative Controls, a Michigan-based outfit that also designed cars and contacted clients through online connections. The bone of contention alleged patent poaching and product pinching. There was an accusation that arose from the rivalry of the two companies, which involved one stealing the design of the other. This exploded into a major court case, and the lawsuit was born. Regardless of the severity of the situation, Creative Controls didn't just roll over. They revved their engines and launched a countersuit, arguing that the Utah court, where the showdown was set to go down, had no business calling the shots. The strong comeback from the Creative Controls was held in the against Kindig-It. They slammed the brakes on Utah's jurisdiction, claim pointing out that their only dance with Kindig-It was through their cyber presence on their websites. Even as they take orders, they use their online platforms to connect with and address customers. Creative Controls insists that their online offerings were all homegrown, no borrowed feathers. All parts and ideas that they used to integrate them were purely original, as they claim. On top of this, they had a surprise up their sleeve, which they were hiding to play as their strong hand against their case with Kindig-It. Kindig-It was complaining about image usage, which was later cleared, as it turns out that they had a green light from the Kindig-It crew themselves, which was sealed with a letter of approval. This discovery brought a certain kind of confusion about the case in everyone's thoughts. As anyone could imagine, both lawyers were going through a rough, ambiguous calculation in court, and it was not even looking good. This event was confusing for the judge, who seemed a bit unclear on who was right and who was wrong. Yet it also turned out Creative Controls' last Utah encounter was a blink and you will miss it moment. It was a loan transaction with a Utah client. Creative Control claimed that it was all thanks to an online order request promptly fulfilled with product delivery. But here's where it gets juicy. Kindig spilled the beans, revealing that the Utah client was none other than a relative of their team member. Allegedly, this order was a preemptive move in the legal chess game. It felt like Creative Controls was just trying to cheat them out of their very own design, and with a team member's family. After a heated debate, both sides hit the brakes. They agreed that painting Creative Controls with personal jurisdiction over the deal would be a misfire. There had to be a way to sort this out. Well, after a whirlwind of legal wranglings, the gavel finally fell, and the courtroom drama reached its climax. Judges and lawyers went over and under to untangle this strategically complicated case, which needed to be judged the right way. In a stunning twist of events, a judge delivered a verdict that left both Kindig-It Design and Creative Controls feeling victorious. In a courtroom packed with tension, the judge delivered the first blow. Kindig-It Design had indeed established that Creative Controls had engaged with clients in Utah. Yet Yet, amidst the legal stand, Kindig-It Design's evidence fell short in proving any infringement of their goods. Ultimately, there is nothing the court could do about the copyright infringement that Kindig-It was suing for. In a surprising twist, the Utah court also ruled that Creative Controls couldn't be held accountable solely because their website drew in clients from Utah. Creative Controls had argued that their website was designed to reach a broad audience, not specifically to target Utah residents. The courtroom tension peaked as the judge acknowledged the validity of Creative Controls' arguments. With a swift stroke of the gavel, the court delivered a verdict punishing Creative Controls for the mere accessibility of their website to Utah clients would be unjust. And that was it. The whole battle was over. To be fair, neither party had won and was summarized as being just a middle ground. However, the whole suing and countersuing had left both teams in some mess. But for Kindig, there was even more trouble ahead, this time around with its clients. In 2019, Kindig-It embarked on an ambitious venture, new to its company and with risks that led to major lawsuits from high customers. A 1974 Dodge Charger rebuild and customization commissioned by a consortium of over 30 chiropractors and wellness professionals nationwide, with an initial deposit exceeding $230,000 towards the total project cost of $670,000. The stage was set for an epic automotive transformation. The amount of money received by the company had put them in a great speculation that was soon to be of large significance. However, what followed were 2 tumultuous years marred by a series of obstacles. First was the pandemic of the 2019 virus COVID-19 broke out just in time to sabotage the process. The onset of a global lockdown coupled with supply chain disruptions and internal challenges within Kindig, it conspired to impede progress on the Dodge. The stay-home declaration has limited the movements that were necessary to collect the needed parts of the cars to renew and customize according to the customer's desire. As additional payments flowed in from the chiropractors, frustration brewed over the lack of tangible advancements on the car itself, casting a shadow of doubt over the project's trajectory. The payments for the project were coming in, but the work was not being done, and it was taking too long for the rich and impatient customers. This was a frustration that kept the company at odds with these customers. In early 2022, the time had come for things to come to light, and a group of chiropractors took a bold step, filing a lawsuit against Kindig-It Design and its founder, Dave Kindig, personally. The lawsuit came at the company and the founding genius, Dave Kindig, more specifically and personally. Their accusations cut deep, alleging fraud, breach of contract, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. On these 3 counts of crime, the company faced a terrible prognosis regarding future conditions. The crux of their claim was Kindig's purported misrepresentations about the capacity to complete the project, all while pocketing hefty payments. They accused him of taking all their money, but not doing the work they had demanded to be done on the vehicle, showing no progress with time or being able to deliver the car in the specified time given for pickup. Despite shelling out over half the project's cost, all they have to show for it is a skeletal Dodge Charger. Seeking reimbursement of their deposits plus damages, the chiropractors are poised for a legal showdown. Kindig-It Design, however, denies any foul play, citing external hurdles for the project delays. Yet, the lawsuit cast a looming shadow over the once celebrated customizer. Efforts at mediation hit a dead end, prompting Kindig-It to launch a robust defense, refuting claims of fraud armed with legal firepower. They are ready for a protracted battle. Discovery and depositions loom, promising a drawn-out legal brawl that could culminate in trial or settlement. But the rip effects extend beyond the single lawsuit. A flurry of similar legal action from disgruntled clients paints a grim picture. Allegations of mismanagement, communication, breakdowns, and refund refusal suggest deeper systemic issues. The way Kindig-It navigates these treacherous legal waters will shape its fate in the cutthroat world of automotive customization. The initial saga of Kindig-It Design versus Creative Controls didn't just stay confined to the courtroom. It exploded into the media spotlight like wildfire, going from ear to ear with unimaginable speed and spark of electricity. News outlets scrambled the juicy details, while online forums and social media platforms buzzed with speculation and analysis. Due to the renowned name and personality of both, the shows and the presenter, the news of crime became a bold headline in media. Opinions flew like sparks in a wildfire, fueled by incomplete information and personal biases that were formed as the news traveled among the public's conversations. All who heard about the case and those who knew the company had something to say about it. And with the chiropractors, it was even more juicy. Having spent loads and loads of money on the project, they also had much to say. Some even argue that Creative Controls may have been on the receiving end of Kindig-It Design's fraud. fraudulent acts in the past. Amidst the chaos, Kindig-It Design found itself at the center of a whirlwind of scrutiny. As the height of its fame was magnanimous, so was the fall in the eyes of the public and their fans on the television screen. The second lawsuit cast a shadow over the reputation and strained their resources, testing the resilience of the company. But amidst the storm, there were glimmers of opportunity and growth. Kindig. It was not just sitting there and taking the blow up on itself as everyone stood and threw stones at it. It was also spreading its roots and wings, trying to spark momentum. The turbulent ordeal forces Kindig-It to confront challenges head-on, fostering a period of introspection and adaptation. Like any brave opportunist, Kindig-It was finding gaps and steps towards accommodating into the new form they would need to take to present themselves to the public. As the dust settled, one thing was clear. Regardless of the undying efforts to rewrite their name on the records of reputation in the hearts of fans, the Kindig lawsuit had left an indelible mark, shaping the company's trajectory in unforeseen ways. Whether an opportunity or an obstacle for growth, time will tell. In the Kindig lawsuit served as a stark reminder of the intricacies and hurdles within the automotive customization sector. It underscored the importance of transparency, managing expectations, and nurturing clear communication between businesses and their clientele. It came with a lesson that they were never able to unlearn. Armed with the lessons gleaned from the dispute, the company stands poised to navigate future challenges with confidence and clarity, ensuring that their commitment to quality and integrity remains unwavering in the face of adversity.
We want to make sure that we don't look like a shop that just takes stuff out of a box and slaps it on a car. We want to make it individual and unique to each of those vehicles.
Coming out at the other end of the tunnel, the company had gained major realizations that were key to not going back the way it came ever again. The lessons they learned were founded upon rock beds that were hard to miss. And the mastermind and genius founder of Kindig-It Designs, presenter and television personality, Dave himself has not stopped aiming for the sky and moving forward to hit the bullseye in the tomorrow grid.